The campaign is especially meaningful for one member of NAIT's women's basketball team. As Ethan Johnson reports, the team's assistant coach is lending her voice to the mental health conversation. Edmontonians are feeling a little better in their skin after getting their anger out on their bathroom scales. While it has specifically targeted certain countries from coming into the U.S., the executive order is having an impact here in Edmonton. Our Kyle Alexi Greekus joins us from NAIT's International Student Center with more on that story. The shooting at a Quebec City mosque this week left many shocked and horrified. In several cities, people responded with support and love for the Muslim community. Here in Edmonton, cool weather didn't keep people away at the legislature. You know, it's hard to stay active during these cold winters, but with the right clothing and some enthusiasm, it becomes a lot easier. A group of NAIT business students is getting ready to put their skills to the test. The students have worked hard on their case study skills for the last year, and it's paying off, being sent to an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington, D.C., where they will compete against other business students from all around the world.
Now we get to go abroad, essentially, and see more experience what more teams are doing, and again, just the opportunity to travel and go represent NAIT.
The student group is relatively small, but are hoping to recruit more members and start up a case study club to help gain funding.
Who's headed to playoffs, Nick?
Well, we got a couple different teams, but why don't we start with the men's hockey team, who would normally be playing right now but have to wait a little longer to join in the playoffs. The Edmonton Oil Kings are back on home ice for the first time in 6 games, and they're hoping to have a little better luck at home. The Oil Kings are currently 10th in their division, playing the last-seeded Kootenay Ice, hoping to impress a hometown crowd after a hard road trip. Picking it up halfway through the first, and Kootenay is up 2-0. But a quick breakout pass from Colton Keeler gives Davis Koch some room, and he's going to get one past Lee on the far side, scoring his 20th of the season. Amateur football around Edmonton got a little bit of help from its big brothers, the Edmonton Eskimos. Jamie Bain joined the Ukes this year, and without any returning setters on the team, she quickly jumped into the leading role and led their offense through the season. For this week's End Zone Challenge, I decided to expand my resume and learn some new dance moves. This year was an outstanding season from our women's basketball team, finishing the regular season with the best record in NAIT history. Now their focus shifts to playoffs. This was the women's team's last practice here at NAIT before hitting the highway, headed over to Lethbridge for provincials. The team set a record of 23-1 and hopes to keep up this momentum with both provincials and nationals taking place this month.
They always found a way to win, regardless. It didn't matter kind of what went on in games. Other teams would play exceptionally well. We set the bar to play. Our motto all year has been play our way, and that's something we've pushed.
The women will be competing in nationals from March 15th to 18th, but right now, they're off playing for provincial glory. Kootenay with puck control, and Noah Phillips would eventually get a pass out front, where Dallas Hines is going to blast one past Patty Day, reacquiring the 2-goal lead. Later in the third, Oil Kings are down 4-1, but managed to get within 2 after Connor McDonald is left all alone out front. He's going to put home his 7th of the season. Shortly after that, though, Kootenay would put away the empty netter, and it looks like all the luck tonight is going to go to Louis the Lion, getting a couple smooches from the crowd. Fans did stick around after the game, though, to litter the ice with pucks, with the closest getting a cool $250. Head coach Steve Hamilton not too impressed by his team's effort.
63 games into the season, we shouldn't need to revisit how to start a game with energy, but clearly we're going to need to.
Oil Kings will host their fan appreciation night tomorrow at Rogers Place. The Ukes finished the regular season with a record of 24-4-2, capturing the top seat in their division and earning them a bye through the first round. The Ukes see this break as very valuable, and coach Tim Fragel says his team is taking full advantage of this short break.
You earn the bye, but it's only as good as what you do with it, so we've tried to be strategic and give them enough rest, but at the same time, you can never really create that playoff intensity as much as we're going to try to.
The Ukes have home ice advantage and will take on either Sate or Concordia on March 10th. High of 3 and a low of -7, which is pretty good. It's just going to carry over into next week, where we're going to be averaging around 5 throughout the week, but don't get too excited because it's pretty normal for it to be a little warmer this time of year and cool down in the next couple of weeks here. Back in Edmonton right now, a high of -12 and a low of -19, which is pretty rare for this time of year. We've actually had 8 days this March that's been below -10, which doesn't happen in Edmonton very often. Averages for this time of year, a high of 0 and a low of -9, with records being a high of 18 in 1934 and a low of -35 in 1951. If you're looking forward to some warmer weather though, kind of next Monday-ish, it will be around 0 with kind of going up to +5 at around Thursday. Don't forget to set those clocks forward an hour though this Sunday as we are getting closer and closer to spring, with the official date being March 20th.